Welcome to my new project. This is going to be my first video of this new car I'm taking on. The backstory is that it was owned by a Rover SD1 club member who sadly passed away and left it to his wife. She didn't really know what to do with it or exactly what it is, so she contacted the SD1 club and they contacted me because they thought I was probably the only person who might want to do something with it other than just scrap it. It started life as a 2.3 litre Series 1. You can just see the badge down there. But then somebody, or the previous owner, modified it and put a V8 into it. It's got a manual gearbox, and really that's about all I know. There are some kind of strange features. It's got a Vandenplas front bumper with the overriders on it, which I don't think a 2.3 would have had. It's got some Revolution, or I think they're Revolution alloy wheels, which is nice to have. Inside we have an aftermarket steering wheel. It's in pretty crap condition, but it's you know, a bit different. It's obviously originally had a brown poverty spec interior with manual window winders front and rear, but somebody has then fitted Series 2 grey seats. They're in terrible condition. They've basically just rotted, so that fabric comes apart in your hands. They're all green and horrible. Headlining is missing. It's just the foam backing, so that's scrap. Body wise, it's pretty poor. We have a nice big rusty hole here. The only good news is that the captive threads in there for the trailing arms are good. This sill looks to be okay. Roof, obviously not sunroof roof. Surface rust, there's no holes. Pillars, again, rust but no holes. Get this open. Under the front, turrets are pretty good. They've been repaired in the past. You can see the overspray. That side's the same. Bonnet is just rust. That wing is good. Doors pretty poor. Rear wing this side bad. And if you come around this side, this arch lip has obviously had some repairs and not good ones. Doors again bad. The worst bit on this car in terms of rust that I've found so far is that B-pillar, which basically isn't there, so I'll have to chop all of that out and repair it. Dashboard looks okay. The car is full of crap at the moment. It became, I think, a temporary store while some garages were cleared out. So that's one of the reasons I've come down today, just to clear some of this out. You wouldn't believe it, but I've already done one trip and removed a load of rubbish. The boot did open and now it's jammed shut, so I shall have to unjam it at some point. I did have a very quick look at the boot floor when I bought it. It didn't look great, but it's not as bad as some I've had. Certainly not as bad as that blue diesel. So yeah, just still taking stock of exactly what I've got here, and I'll do further videos in due course. This could take quite a few trips to the dump because there's a lot of stuff in here. There isn't actually any rear seat base, which is odd. Not that I need it, but it's missing. Obviously it's been filling with water for a long time. I've got some rustiness there. Doesn't appear to be going all the way through, which is good. I've told the previous owners that I'm gonna return anything that's of any value, or that, you know, obviously has another purpose. So that's a tyre inflator. There's some jacks and bits and pieces. Looks like a stirrer for plastering. Some DIY tools, old fire extinguisher, airline under there as well, and I think those are bits of the roof rack. That is a Vitesse style front lower spoiler. It's a fiberglass copy. I had that out before and it's got some damage to it, but it's probably savable. So yeah, this might be several trips to the dump, I think. I don't know why you would keep that, but that appears to be part of an old toilet or a basin. So yeah, all sorts of stuff in here. Also found some rather interesting wiring. That disappears through the bulkhead. I haven't worked out what's on the other end of it yet, so I don't want to just pull it off in case it's something, I don't know, no idea what it'll be. Yeah, still excavating. It's a shame this isn't in better condition. This is the Rover SD1 Club windscreen sunlight reflector thing. It's pretty mouldy. It's only made of cardboard and it's gone soggy, so unfortunately that's going to have to go in the bin, which is a shame. I'm now up to 2 rubble bags and 4 boxes of stuff that's come out of this car. I can't get the boot open, which is really frustrating because I want to get those seal repair panels out. They're just over bandage type seals, they're not proper seals, which is a shame, and I want to get that spoiler out as well just to clear a bit more space. I haven't really discovered anything of any particular interest. I do now have part of a bonnet badge. It's missing its backing, but yeah, I think I've got a spare one at home, so it should be okay. I don't know what that is, whether it's part of an alarm or whether it's a shift light or something. Spark right. Never heard of it, but I'm gonna Google it. Maybe it's something to help you tune the car up, I don't know. I haven't found any more rust, but I've only taken a very quick look under here. You can see it blowing, but there's no big holes, so hopefully it's not so bad. It is quite concerning the other side though, because the carpets are completely soaking wet, so I'm expecting horrors under the carpets. Won't know until I get the seats out and the carpets up. Oh dear, we have our first worrying observations of rust. Well, that over there is where water has just sat for ages and started to corrode out that seat base. That's really not nice, but theoretically should be quite an easy repair because you can weld down onto it. The only problem is the fuel tank's under there, so that will need to come out. The main cabin floors are not good. That's the floor. Again, if you look under the car, there's no signs of rust whatsoever. This is all solid, like you can't punch a hole through it or anything, but it's incredibly, well, gnarly is the word. This side's even worse. I'm hoping, I mean, there's no holes. I'm hoping it's just surface and it's just because these carpets are soaking wet, but I will not know until I've got the seats out and the carpets up. So I just have to hope I get lucky, because that is not a job I want to do. I don't want to be swapping the floors on this if I don't have to. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. Preliminary poking completed. I have quite an amount of crap to get rid of. It's going to be several trips before that car's empty. The good stuff I'll have to take back to the previous owners, and the rest of it will just be going in the bin. Morning, back at the car continuing my shit shoveling. Got a bit more organised, got boxes of rubbish, bits to keep, bits to return. Searching through the back of the car, I found a pair of these. They're copies, fiberglass copies of Vitesse, early Vitesse wheel arch spats that go on there. They look kind of cool. They're quite popular because of course it covers all of the problem rust areas on SD1s, so when people get lazy, rather than actually fixing it, they just gob one of those on and then instant MOT success. I still haven't got the tailgate open, but I'm going to have a crack at that later today. Boy Racer 1980s style accelerator pedal. This I've worked out now is actually part of an alarm system, anti-theft device, and I found this key here. I haven't yet found a key that fits it, but it looks like this car's got some kind of early 1980s immobilizer. So that'll be fun trying to chop that out. In the back, just clearing more rubbish. I really want to get those seats down so I can get into the boot again and clear all of that out. Also let a bit of air circulate so it can start drying, because it's quite a sunny warm day today. This car's just been open to the elements for the past, well, as far as I can work out, at least 15 years looking at Google Street View. So yeah, really needs to dry out. Got the boot open, got the seals out. These aren't Rover seals, they're what I call bandage seals. So they don't run the full length and they aren't quite the same profile. They're designed just to be slapped on over the top to hide the rust, or to be chopped up and sectioned as repair panels. That's the Vitesse style lower chin. It's actually a good shape. The damage I found is this side and it's been repaired, but actually looks okay, so that's quite cool. I don't think I'll be putting that on this car because that's really for a Series 2 and they always look a bit funny with that chin spoiler and a Series 1 front end. Here's the boxes of bits. That's scrap. These are all Rover parts. Found loads of windscreen wipers, fuel pump, chrome trims, an accelerator cable. That's all stuff to go back to the previous owner, including quite a nice little motorcycle or scooter light. It doesn't feel very heavy. I think it's like pressed part, but it's probably, I think they had a Vespa as well, so it's probably off that. And then a couple of Rover boot jacks. I've removed one of the roof rack bars, the rear one, because it didn't match the other two. These aren't designed for an SD1, they're modified ones to clip onto the rail, and the rail has lost its chrome trim, but I don't really mind, I might just leave it like that. Roof racks are actually really quite useful. In the boot we have, that's a bonnet trim, oil filter, loads of spark plugs, rubbish. We have a Vitesse wheel, which is nice, and then I'm yet to unearth my way through all of that, but I'll keep digging. Just going through what was on the parcel shelf. That's a floor bung. It goes in the cabin floor under the carpets. This has got red paint on it, so it probably came out of another car and has been saved. Yeah, bonnet trim, a like fuel or air filter, like for crankcase ventilation or something like that. Another one there. This oil filter has never been used, so that's handy to have. Loads of spark plugs, a bracket. I'm not going to bin it yet because I don't know what it's for. It says Lucas on it, so it could be Rover, and I'm not very familiar with the Series 1 cars, so I'm going to keep that till I work out what it is. The rest of it is just rubbish. I'm working out that I probably had something in common with the previous owner, and that is hoarding bits and pieces that you know one day will be useful. So a lot of this was in pots and glass jars that have been broken, but it's quite nice to see that someone was doing the same as I do. What's less nice to see is just how much rust we've got on the rear of the roof, and that is simply leaf litter and moss that's grown in here and then held water onto the steel. When you actually dig your way through it, none of it is crumbling, so I'm hoping that I can clean that out. Oh, actually that bit is right. Yeah, that might need a weld repair in there. Tailgate is scrap. It's a Series 2 tailgate rather than a Series 1, and it's got holes for it, so I've got a better one at home, so I'll swap that out at a later date. So I'm going to get the parcel shelf out. That sadly is also scrap, which is a shame because it's a grey Vitesse type one, so they're worth keeping hold of. The fabric's just rotted again, and the plastic doesn't look great either. Found my aerial. Ta-da! My first positive step of restoration in this car. I have emptied the boot floor. Guess what? Full of water. There is rust, obviously. There always will be on these, but actually a lot of it has been treated in the past, and then brown paint or black paint has been doused over everything, so it could be worse. It's got a big nasty tow bar underneath, which has probably not helped. I don't know what this stuff is. It's like one of those, oh that's not good, one of those nasty bituminous type underseals used to get in the 80s. We've also got filler in here. Basically, it's actually quite good metal under there. All of this will have to come out so I can work out exactly what is going on here. That is just filler. Okay, that is actually quite worrying. Right, shiny metal underneath. Why would you put filler on it? That makes no sense. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Nice metal. What's also encouraging is that as it hasn't rotted out around where that bung would be. Don't know what that is. Oh, that's off the jack or axle stand. Yeah, so could be worse. Not so bad. We have quite a lot of rust along here, which will require further action. Yeah, it's probably going to need a new rear lamp panel, but not at this stage. Under the back, I haven't actually looked under here yet. Kind of usual, I guess, normal for one of these. Will need attention, but actually nothing there that warrants an MOT fail. Big tow bar, Caravan electrics. Yeah, as it is. So that's tidying session complete. I've got rid of most of the crap. All that remains in there is either stuff that stays with the car or goes back to the owner. So I'm off to work now to finish the blue one. Well, not finish, but at least carry on with it.